Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Sam here, live on United People's TV, getting my stream nice and ready for you. But I don't have a can in my hand because Raphael Varane has not yet been announced. I've been here since last night waiting for that announcement to be made. And I was like, no, don't worry. It will definitely happen this morning. So I didn't do a live stream this morning. What is it now? Nearly 3 p.m. UK time. And I'm still sat here. And my can is now back in the fridge. It got pretty damn warm sitting here waiting for me to crack it open with Raphael Varane as a Manchester United player. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed there is a delay with Raphael Varane. It's painful. It's not massively unexpected because it's what happens with Manchester United. We've seen it with Jadon Sancho. We're seeing it again now with Raphael Varane. So you know what I thought? I thought, come on, it's Friday. I'll jump on a live stream. We'll have a chat. We'll talk about everything that happened in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference, gave an update on Jadon Sancho's debut, on Paul Pogba's future, on Anthony Martial's future, on what is going on with Raphael Varane. It's Friday. You know what to do. Let me know where you're watching this from in the comments. I'll try and give you shout-outs throughout the entire stream. Say what you want in the comments. It's Friday. Let's go a bit different. But look, as Josh said, charger issues sorted. My charge right now, Josh, is sitting pretty on 100%. That really pissed me off yesterday. I really apologize about that. Charger just packed it in. I thought, you know what? I've got enough battery to do a stream here. I started the stream, and then it decided to go, and it didn't work. It did not work. But let me see where you're watching this from, eh? Look, you've got Harry watching from Surrey in Canada. Good morning, good afternoon. Good morning to you there. Got Ivan watching from the Bronx in New York. That was an all right impression, I think. JR watching from Malaysia. How you doing, my friend there? But let's get straight into the news, man. Let's get straight into talking about this Raphael Varane delay. And as I said, keep firing your comments in throughout the entire stream. Keep firing in your super chats if you want to help and support the channel. If you have any questions you really want me to answer. And if you'd like to join as a member of the gang, like Josh, like so many of you who already have joined, any money that comes in, it's going straight back into the channel. But let's talk about Raphael Varane. Let's talk about everything that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said during his press conference. In terms of Varane, this is what he said. He's confirmed that a deal for Varane is yet to be completed. So what we've actually seen here from Fabrizio Romano last night, he said, look, the deal is already done. The deal is he's completed. He's signed his contract as a Manchester United player. So either Fabrizio's got it wrong or that is the case and Manchester United are working on something else behind the scenes. Obviously, the quarantine delayed it. I'll tell you what, I'll go full screen on this bad boy because I think this is a very important point. Look, things like this can drag on a little bit. Manchester United are very good at it. Actually, we're the best at it. But what I don't understand is how anything, because we saw from reports last night that it might have been something to do with image rights that is slowing down Varane to Manchester United. He was quarantined. He had to stay for like another 5 days because of a visa issue. That's 5 days he could have sorted out the image rights. Then he was quarantined. That's another few days he could have sorted out the image rights. It seems like Manchester United are I don't know how these things aren't sorted by this point in time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm impatient, but I don't think I am. And I'll be honest, I really wanted to see Varane against Leeds, but he's not going to feature against Leeds. Let me go and see what else he said about Varane. Solskjaer said he's not trained with us. Things happen and things take time. Unfortunately, with the isolation and delay, these things, it's not 100% done yet. So Solskjaer is literally saying that there is a reason that he's not signed yet, and it's not completely done. I don't think that's anything to worry about. I'm not coming here fear-mongering. I'm not going to say, shit, oh my God, the deal for Varane might collapse. It's not going to happen. Varane's going to play for Manchester United, just he's not going to play against Leeds. And that's a little bit disappointing because we all wanted to see that. Now we're going to have to wait for the second game. I don't actually know who our second game is against. I think we play Wolves in a few weeks, but not against Leeds. So who would you start against Harry Maguire? I think it's obvious that Lindelof's going to start, but do you think Bailly could be in there? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Head down to the comments. And as I always say, I know so many of you fire your comments in, but as part of the membership on the YouTube channel and on Facebook, you get priority comments. If you send in a comment as a member, I'll read those out first because you're a member of the gang. You deserve it. Crowther, how you say? You're saying, hi, Sam. It's Friday. I'm pumped for the start of the Premier League. Joseph from Lagos, how you doing, man? 12:30 tomorrow. We're all going to be tuning in, watching Man United walk out against Leeds at Old Trafford. 70,000 fans in Old Trafford. It's going to be beautiful. I'm a bit disappointed. I gave my season ticket up. I probably could have got a spare easily, but I felt it was important for me to be here, giving a live reaction straight after on the first game. I'll probably go to Wolves away. I'll be honest, as a fan now, I prefer going to the away games than I do Old Trafford. No offense to Old Trafford, it's a great place, but I prefer the atmosphere and the mates and the journey and I just prefer away days. I always have. Let's look down at the comments here. How is Varane not done yet? Says Victor. Hey, Victor, man, I don't know, man. I really don't know. It's a bit painful. It really is. Fax machine issue says, oh, geez, fax machine. I don't know what it is. That fax machine. Well, I'll tell you what, it was the best fax machine ever in terms of David De Gea, wasn't it? But look, Varane, they've got Celestine there saying, what's still holding the deal? There isn't any sort of confirmation on what's holding the deal up, Celestine. It's more the fact that we thought it was going to be done. It's delayed. We thought then it was to do with image rights. That hasn't been confirmed by anybody. But then you've got Fabrizio Romano saying that everything's actually already signed. So you've actually got different people saying different things. But Manchester United ultimately are not going to be having Raphael Varane making his debut against Leeds. We're going to have to wait for that. Somebody who will make his debut against Leeds, though. Let's move on from some bad news with Varane with some good news with Jadon Sancho. Solskjaer has confirmed that he is going to be involved against Leeds. He's had a good week. Unfortunately, he was ill after his holiday, so he's missing out on a few days of training. Can't tell you if he's going to start, though. You let me know in the comments below. Does Jadon Sancho start against Leeds? You type yes or you type no. Let me know now. I'll give you my opinion. But I can't wait to see Jadon Sancho. If you haven't seen it, there's an interview that he did. Let me go down here. This interview here with Rio Ferdinand. I know you can't hear it. I'm not going to play it because I might get done for copyright. Cracking interview. Go over to BT Sport. Actually, go on to @United People's TV. I've got the full interview on there. It's a cracking interview that really sort of helps you understand the mentality of Jadon Sancho and why he's such an important signing for Manchester United. But Jadon Sancho, I can't wait to see what he does for Manchester United. I think one thing about Sancho is because it was dragged out so long, we haven't really spoken about how good a signing we've made. Jadon Sancho is going to be a transformative signing. So go up to the comments here. We've got Klein. How you doing, Klein? Klein Chotu. Chotu, there you go. Joined as a member. Let me know where you're watching from, Klein. I'll give you a shout out. Thank you very much for joining and being part of the United People's TV family. Let's see whether you think Jadon Sancho will start. We've got Victor. You're saying Sancho will start. Charlie, you disagree. You're saying he's on the bench. And Mohan, you agree in there. Oh, look, Ken. Southampton's our next game. Okay. Southampton, that's where we're going to see Varane. Oh, Sam, you could have gone to another festival before the Varane unveiling. I tell you what, I could have done a lot of things in the last 48 hours that I've cancelled because I was like, you know what? I need to be there. I need to be ready with the cans like Stone Cold. I'm not going to do a Stone Cold. Maybe I'll do it at some other point. I'll do it when we win the league. But I could have done a lot in the last 48 hours. Very frustrating just to be sitting here. Let's have a look. Go down here. We've got Takeoff. How you doing, Takeoff? Nice to see you. Saying, good day, Sam. I'm pumped for the start of the season. Hope we run right against Leeds. Hopefully it's another 6-2. I don't think it will be, if I'm being completely honest. Mandy, you're saying he's going to start the second half. Jay, how you doing, Jay? Nice to see you, my friend. Saying, let's kick off the new season tomorrow. 3 points and a convincing win. Let's hope we get the consistent home form going. I hope so as well, my friend. Dwayne, you think he'll start. Peter, you think he will. Lion and Zul, you both say no. And Ben Lloyd and Xavier, you both say yes. I'll be honest, I don't think he's going to start. You saw my predicted 11. If you haven't seen my predicted 11, what are you doing? Look on the YouTube channel. My predicted 11 against Leeds. Spoiler alert, I think it'll be Dan James and Mason Greenwood out on the wings. I don't think he's going to be starting with Jadon Sancho. I think Sancho's going to come on in that second half with the intensity of, I don't know. I think he's going to play with a little bit deeper, compact formation, expecting Leeds to go aggressive against us and then going over the top. And that's why someone like Dan James is going to be useful. It's not to say that Jadon Sancho is slow. I might be wrong. Maybe it's, I'll tell you what, maybe I will be wrong because you could see Greenwood up front because Cavani's not going to play there instead of Martial. I don't know. Klein, how you doing, man? Watching from Joburg in South Africa, and Sancho will come on as a sub. Thank you very much for joining, man. Great to have you on board from Joburg. Actually, I'll tell you what. So the Discord the big giveaway on the channel, you know what it was. It was I had the presentation box with a letter from Evra, with a hoodie, with a bag. That was won by Craig Peterson, all the way from Cape Town in South Africa. So that's getting sent out to Craig today. And there is another goddamn giveaway. Goddamn, there's just another giveaway on United People's TV. I treat you so well, don't I? Honestly, man, I'd say it. Maybe I shouldn't have said it because the subs are flying up at the moment. Hell no. Old school football shop. There you go. So the giveaway this time is gone right now. If you head over to the Discord, you would have already entered, but you need to go to Twitter and let me try and find it. Old school football shop. oldschoolfootball.co.uk. There we go. We've got it up here. So they have given us a lovely, generous offer from them. They've given us a nice Manchester United retro hoodie from the 70s. This bad boy. Look at that. It's a beauty. That is a beauty. So we've got one of these to give away. So all you need to do to enter this competition is go over to Twitter and follow OS. What is it? Let me find their Twitter account. I keep forgetting it. I think it's OSF Shop. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll leave it as a comment here now. You will head over there now and just follow them on Twitter. Follow them on Twitter. The more subscribers, the more likes we can fire over there, the more giveaways they'll give us, and the more I can give back to you. So all you got to do is go over there and follow them on Twitter. I'll choose a winner from that, but that's going to be the giveaway for this 1,000. I'll tell you what, I've got some cracking giveaways coming up. You really want to be a member of this channel. You really, really do. Client saying the hoodie is so sick. Oh, look, why did it not send in? Oh, no, it did. It sent it in. So as I said, Twitter is OSF Shop. Go over there and get involved. Let me scroll down. See what you're saying. You think that Sancho's going out on loan? I don't think he will. Anybody asking about the fantasy code? Ishmael, thank you very much, my friend, for reminding me about that. The fantasy league is nearly upon us. And if you haven't already entered ours, why have you not already entered? I mean, come on. Let me get you the get you the link for that. There we go. I'll drop a link into the comments. I'm dropping links left, right, and center here, ladies and gents. Well, let me scroll up here. Too many comments coming in. There we go. Boom. Right. That link there. Follow that link. That's the link to our fantasy league. There's over nearly 1,000 people in there already. Last season, we gave away a signed Eric Cantona shirt as the first prize. What a prize that was. Wow. And this year, I'm not telling you what the prize is yet, but trust me, you want to be involved in this competition. It's free to enter. You follow that link. That will take you straight there. Simple as that. Simple as that, my friends. Takeoff. Ooh, there you go. It's a good question. What's my predicted score for tomorrow's game? Right, you let me know in the comments now. Everybody type in your predicted scores for tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen? Before you do, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to United People's TV, because so many of you watch and so many of you don't subscribe. Come on, get involved. It's good. It's interactive. It's fun. But my predicted score for tomorrow, I'm backing this United. Look, it very much depends what Leeds comes out, because we played two very different types of Leeds United last year. One where it was just, they were naive. Very naive. Came to Old Trafford, tried to go gun-ho. They were 2-0 down within 5 minutes, and it was game, set, and match. We went away at Ellen Road. Very, very, very tough. Very hard game. I expect that version of Leeds to come to Old Trafford, but it's the first game of the season. I think things are going to get excited. 75,000 people are back in Old Trafford. And I'll tell you one thing, they won't let United just settle into that negative pattern that we saw at home so often last season. I'm going to back United I'm backing us for a 2-1 win. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be very tight, but I'm just backing us. I'm backing us to win everything this season. Hell yeah. Let me see what you think about that down in the comments below. Kiss you think 3-1. Got Fat Thor thinking you think 3-0. Dan Herschel over on Facebook, you're saying 4-1. Josh, you're saying 4-0. 4-0 FC. I'd love to see 4-0 FC come back. Annual, you agree. Aussie, you're saying 3-0. You already entered on all platforms. Good man, my friend. United don't win. Well, Victor, you can leave the chat now, my friend. Where's the positive? Come on, what are you doing, man? You didn't get the memo. Simple as that. Aaron, you're saying 3-1. Lou, you're saying 4-2. Ryan, you're saying 3-0. 2-0 says, look, Ben Lloyd, you're saying 4-3. Sancho to score 2. I'll tell you what, it's 4-3. If it is 4-3, I mean, it'll be a cracking game. And as long as United win, I don't really mind. What's Sam Mandy saying? You know what, Sam? Less talking, more watching. So I'll watch the game, won't talk too much. Hey, look, you're not going to ever. And a lot of people have asked me this already. Sam, will you do watch-alongs? You will never, ever get me doing a watch-along, ever. I like to watch my team play either at the game or I just want to watch them sitting there with a beer. I don't want to have to speak, and it's weird. It's weird. I find it weird, that concept of watch-alongs. And I appreciate there's so many of you from all around the world, and you all have to watch the game at completely different times. And that a watch-along for you, fantastic. That's a great idea. Not for me. I'll always have my match reactions. And this season, I'm going to try and do as many live match reactions as possible. Previously, they'd never been live, but now you can jump in, get involved, send me your comments, and we can interact straight after the game. So please get involved in those. I'm excited to launch those. Oh, how you doing, mate? Thank you very much for the super chat. As much as it hurts me, dragging out the Varane transfer might mean we are not getting another signing. This could be a typical Glazer strategy. Now, that is a conspiracy theory there. Certainly, my friend. I hope you're wrong. I don't think they're as clever as that, if I'm being completely honest. I think this Varane situation is just, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something that's out of Manchester United's hands. What was out of United's hands was the visa situation, was the quarantine situation. That was delays, which had nothing to do with Man United. We agreed the deal, and that was it. But now, I don't know what's going on, whether this is United's fault, whether this is just more paperwork and more hurdles to go through. It's painful. It is painful. But let's head back to talking about what Solskjaer said in his press conference, because he talked about Jadon Sancho. He talked about Varane, but he talked about plenty more as well. He talked about Anthony Martial. This is an interesting point, I think he said. I wouldn't be surprised if other teams targeted Martial because he's a very good player. He's back strong and he's hungry to prove his quality. You can see that grit between his teeth again. He is up for the challenge and we are more than happy to have him. And he went on a little bit further up here. Is what he said. He said, I have no... Oh, God, I'm way too zoomed in there. I have no plans for Martial to play against us. So you let me know what you think about these comments from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on Anthony Martial. But Martial's going nowhere. And I said this a while ago. As soon as we heard news that Marcus Rashford was going to be having that surgery, you knew the concept of Martial leaving was pretty much dead in the water. Even if you wanted Martial to leave, even if you wanted Man United to sign a replacement for him, it was never going to happen. It was never going to happen this summer because of Marcus Rashford's surgery. In the same concept as if you wanted Dan James to leave and him to go out on loan or anything like that, that wasn't going to happen because of Rashford's injury. It gives Martial a massive opportunity. And I want to see him refine that form because Martial is mercurial. I think that's the right way to describe him. When he's hot, he's great. When he's cold, he's freezing. And what he has to find is that sort of, I would much rather Martial had a season full of 6 out of 10 performances rather than having a 10 out of 10 and then 2 1 out of 10s and then a 10 out of 10 and then a 2 out of 10. It doesn't have to be an incredible match winner every single game. We've got brilliant players throughout this entire squad now that we can all share the load. And I would rather see Martial just carry on with just 6 out of 10s every week, notching in a goal here and there and putting in those sorts of performances because that's what we need to have this season. That is where Martial would definitely have his value. But let me see what you think about Anthony Martial. Let me go down to the comments in a second. Oh, God, what's going on here? Zoom back in here. And then we go back down here. Oh, we speak about Paul Pogba next, all right? So Paul Pogba is the next talking point. Let's go down here. Anthony Martial deserves respect, says Jonas. Look, Martial was great in Solskjaer's first full season. Yeah, second full season. My God, he was terrible. He deserved credit when it was due, and he also deserves criticism when it's due. Just like any footballer, like anybody. You deserve to be praised when you're doing well, but you can also accept criticism when you're doing poorly. Simple as that. Josh, you're thinking that Martial will leave next season when we sign Haaland. I think that's definitely a possibility. But again, remember that Cavani's leaving next year. That's already done. So if Martial does leave as well, United would have to probably sign Haaland and then someone else. So again, the same questions really kind of exist. Chris, you're saying put in a good performance and you will get respect. He's too lazy. Body language is all wrong. I think the lazy tags that go towards Martial, I think they're a little bit unfair, if I'm being completely honest. I understand that he's not that sort of player like Cavani, but hell, he's not, maybe it's an unfair comparison, but Dimitar Berbatov, so many people hated him for who he was. But I loved Dimitar Berbatov. He wasn't a lazy footballer. He's just like, why do I need to run there when I could just do this? Now, given that that's a little bit different because of the style of play, Martial does, given what Solskjaer is trying to build here, we need high press, intense movement, short sprints. It's not really Martial's natural game, I would say. Not in the same way that it is for Marcus Rashford or Dan James or now Jadon Sancho. But that's something that I suppose he's got to learn and bring into his game. Let me go down here, keep reading out your comments. And Takozo saying, Martial must stay next season, regardless of the Haaland transfer talks. Cavani's leaving next year, so it makes sense to keep Martial. As I said, I think you're right there. Because we already know Cavani's leaving, it's definitely going to be a question. Got Lou, you're saying, all due respect, I love Martial when he performs, but he's so inconsistent, it's frustrating. And that's a frustration that we all have, Lou, for sure. Martial and Paul need to take the consistency pill, says Orr. And Adam, you're saying you will see a different Martial this season with the signing of Sancho. I think we're going to see a different Wan-Bissaka with Sancho. We're going to see a different Cavani with Sancho. We're going to see a different grit. Sancho will improve everybody around him. You're absolutely spot on there. And with the runs that he's making, watch Bruno have a field day. Bruno's going to be rubbing his hands together. Before I head on, come on, ladies and gents, keep liking that video. Subscribe if you're new. Fire in your super chats if you have any questions that you really want to ask me. There's so many comments come in. I keep missing them. And if you'd like to support the channel, you can join, climb, hit that join button down below, become a member. 3 tiers. You got team member, you got squad member, team captain, and UPTV legend like Josh Williams and/or I think, not sure, but you definitely both legends of UPTV. That's 100%. Anything that comes in there, it gets reinvested back into the channel. If you're watching on Facebook, there's a little link in the description of this video, or there's a video on the main page. Click the become a supporter. Same thing, less than the price of a pint, and it helps the channel grow. And I want you to all be part of it because it's exciting, man. It kicks off tomorrow. It's been so long. I grew out of, I'll be honest, last season for a little bit, I grew out of love with football. Grew out of love? Fell out of love with football. Anyway, I didn't like watching football. It was just sanitized. It was silent. It was just everything that I don't know. It's everything that I didn't want football to be. And now tomorrow, about to watch 75,000 fans. I mean, as I said, I'm really sad that I'm not going up on the train with the lads, but it's what it is. There's plenty more games. To see 75,000 there coming out in Old Trafford, to see and hear that you need the hostility. The hostility is the biggest thing that we miss without fans. Just anything could happen. Bad performances wouldn't get booed. A great pass wouldn't get people off their seat. That's what you want. That's what we needed back in football, and I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. Proper geezer saying, hey, Sam, not your usual time. Almost missed it. It's definitely not my usual time. I was there ready this morning. I was like, should I go live now? I was like, no, why go live now? Because you're probably going to get the Varane announcement in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Wait for it. Never wait for Manchester United. Rule number 1 of life. My cans got bloody warm. Bloody? My cans got warm and they went back in the fridge. And they're still waiting there. Can you show us your fantasy team, says Ronan? Absolutely not. It's my fantasy team. You have your own fantasy team. I'm winning the league. I'm winning my own prize. I'm probably not going to win my own prize. I don't know where I came last year, but I definitely did not. Chris, you're saying, we'll love to support the channel, but pity the super chat. Oh, it's not available in your region. Well, Chris, they're doing you a disservice there, my friend. But as long as you're here, dropping likes on the video and make sure you subscribe. That's all you can do. And that's just as important. Let me go up here and head back to the next point. And that is now talking about Paul Pogba. Solskjaer's had a bit to say about Paul Pogba. Obviously, he was asked about him. He said, Pogba is a Man United player, 1 year left on his contract. Every conversation and discussion is a positive one. He knows what we want. Let me see. I think he said it will always be like this with Paul Pogba. He's a media magnet. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there saying, look, everything that's happening with Paul Pogba is a positive thing from Manchester United's perspective. And we all know what the club wants to happen. We want Paul Pogba to sign a new contract. Simple as that. Whether or not Paul Pogba stays past this season, we want Paul Pogba to sign a new contract because if we don't, we can lose him for free in the summer. Simple. So, of course, we want him to sign. But at the same time, we want him to sign and we want him to stay and we want him to want to stay. It's all about the want here. It's the most important part of it. And I think it's massively overlooked by anybody. It's a massive reason why I'm so supportive of Dean Henderson as our number 1 because he's a United fan. He's a United player. He was in the crowd when Rashford scored that goal against Midtjylland. He's always wanted to be United's number 1. He's probably had Peter Schmeichel posters on his wall thinking, that's where I want to be. He's achieving his dream, and that's why I think he's going to have a desire that De Gea now doesn't have. And that's very important in football. But back to Paul Pogba. If he wants to stay at United and wants to play and wants to win the trophies, hell yeah, I want him in my team. If he doesn't, then woof, go away. Piss off. Get out of my club and move on. Go and do what you want. Simple as that. I'm very, I don't know, direct. I don't have I don't know whether it's the emotion's the wrong word, but I'm a bit clean cut. I think I keep using the wrong words. I don't know how to describe what I mean, but I'm not going to get hung up on Pogba. I'm not going to get hung up tomorrow if I would be hung up a little bit actually if Marcus Rashford left, but I won't get hung up really on any player. We're a football club. We'll move on. I've seen much bigger players and much more important players than Paul Pogba leave Manchester United. And you know what? We're still here. And we might not have won the league in 7 years, but we'll be back. We will be back. Oh, look, Gary, how you doing there, my friend? What have you missed? Well, you certainly haven't missed the Varane announcement, Gary. So you can put your cans back in the fridge, my friend. It's bloody annoying, isn't it? It is annoying. It is delayed. And let's just see what goes on here. Jean, you're saying Varane is here for 3 weeks now, still no official announcement. Why waiting so long? We don't know. Jean-Paul Biderman. That was quite nice. Whether it's image rights, whether it's something else in the contract, you can speculate, but it certainly hasn't been announced yet. Paul is not the be-all and end-all. You're right. He's not, my friend. No player is more important than the club. It's why I fell out with Rooney so badly, because I thought that he was the only player who, in my time as a United fan, broke Fergie. And I was a bit wrong to do that because I think he was actually right to question our ambition. But I remember at the time, it was, took me a long time to get over that with Rooney. If I'm being completely honest, I really held my grudge with Rooney. In terms of Edinson Cavani, we're going to have to wait for the Uruguayan number 7 king to play this season. He said Cavani's in the country. He's just finishing off his isolation period. He had a little bit extra time for personal reasons. Now, remember, with Edinson Cavani, there was talk for a long time of him leaving Manchester United and already not being a Manchester United player. But he signed a 1-year contract extension. He stayed at the club, and we were all very happy for that to happen. But Cavani was given 5 weeks, I think he had off this summer. Or was he with the Uruguay in the Copa America? I think he might have been. Anyway, he was back out in South America with his family. So he's going to come back massively recharged, full of energy, hopefully, and ready to do one last big swan song at United, winning the treble, lifting the trophies. I can't wait to see Cavani do it. It's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to be wearing a suit at that parade. But anyway, jokes aside, I hope you're not joking. Cavani, he's not going to play against Leeds. Probably be Martial. It'd be Martial or Greenwood up front. It depends whether a Sancho plays or starts, or not. Whether we might see Greenwood there. I think it'll be Greenwood on the right wing with Martial up front. Let's see what happens on Saturday. But Cavani, we'll see him probably against Southampton, and then we'll definitely see him against Wolves. In terms of Eric Bailly and Diallo, they were out with the Ivory Coast at the Olympics. What's he said? This is what Solskjaer said about both of them. Let me put it up for you here, saying Eric and Ahmed are in the country and waiting to get the all clears to join the team again. They've had a very exciting summer, been in the Olympics and played games before that as well, so they should be fit before they come. No mention there really about an Amad Diallo loan, and I'll be very surprised if we loan out Amad Diallo. I don't think we have a huge amount of cover on that right wing, and it depends where you value it for Amad Diallo. Is it more important this season coming up for Amad Diallo to be playing every single minute as much as possible to get that game time under his belt? Or would it be more important for him to learn his trade under Jadon Sancho? Where's he going to learn more from? Minutes elsewhere or at United under the wing of Sancho and playing cup games? It's very, you can have lots of different opinions on that, really. You can't really have a wrong opinion. You can't have a wrong opinion at all. That's the beauty of opinions. But I'll be interested to see. And as I said, I would be very surprised if we let him go because I don't think we've got much cover there. Or flying in with the super chats, the king of the super chats, the big OG of the channel. Thank you, Orwan. Your support really means a lot. I think Cavani being away for longer might have been part of his agreement signing a new deal. He hasn't seen his family in years because of COVID. You might be spot on there, my friend. And they say personal reasons, and the club will never, ever go further than that. It is personal. You let Cavani do what he wants to do with his family. Man United, I think you're right. I think Man United have given, whether that was part of the contract, I don't know. That would be a very strange thing to actually put into a contract. I think it will probably be a gentleman's agreement between Solskjaer and Cavani saying, look, sign a deal. You can stay a little bit longer. You can miss the first couple of games of the season. You can be here for the other 36. Just making sure you're happy. And a happy Cavani, as we saw last season, he is still banging in the goals. Let's see what happens when Jadon Sancho starts firing crosses to a man who loves being in the right place at the right time. And out of all of our strikers, Cavani is the one most likely to benefit from Sancho's crosses. Martial is someone who doesn't really hang around the edge of the box. Actually, no, he does on the edge of the box. He always drops a little bit deeper. Cavani's was in and around the right place at the right time. And hopefully we see a lot of that from Mason Greenwood this year as well. Got Aaron asking, is there any news on a CDM, my friend? I wish to God I was bringing you good news on a central defensive midfield signing, Aaron, but we're yet to sign Varane. So maybe we should probably get that done before we can actually go and potentially look at defensive midfielder. But the real news is with the defensive midfielder, there's nothing really happening at the moment. I want some news on Neves. I want some news on Camavinga. Camavinga still, I've retained it the entire time. It's for me, it's the most likely central midfield signing because of the situation that Rennes are in and the situation that United can take advantage of. With someone like Neves, the longer it goes on, the more unlikely it becomes because the season's already started and you make it harder for Wolves to get a replacement in. Whereas Camavinga's contract expires, and therefore, if Rennes don't sell him this summer, they don't get a fee for him. Therefore, it's a different sort of situation with Camavinga. As I said, the longer it goes on, the more likely it's going to be Camavinga than anybody else. And I'll be honest, I'll take that. It's not as if Camavinga is going to be a bad player. There'll still be question marks around it, but as long as we get some strengthening it in midfield, I'll be happy. Got Akek saying, Sam, how are you? Tell me some great news. Some great news is I found my North Face t-shirt, which I thought I lost. That's good news. I wouldn't say it's great news. Great news. Man United play tomorrow at 12:30. That will be great. Can't wait to see Sancho's debut. I don't know whether he's going to start or not, but I don't really think he will. But it's just going to be great watching Man United come out tomorrow at Old Trafford. Oh, man. It's been a long time. It has been a long, long time since we've all had the privilege of watching Manchester United play at Old Trafford with 75,000 fans behind them. I can't wait to see it. Look. Let's go for another 5-10 minutes. I'll keep answering as many questions as you can keep firing in the comments. If you would, please subscribe to the channel and drop a like on the video if you're new. If you're watching on Facebook, drop a like on the video. Share the post as well. It helps. We just need to beat the algorithm up. Get United People's TV to the top, and you can help make that happen by getting involved. Got a nice giveaway, giving away a retro hoodie from the 70s. Manchester United looks class. You just need to go to OSF shop. Is it OSF shop? OSF at OSF. That's a really hard thing to say. At OSF shop on Twitter and follow them. Going to choose a winner from that. Josh, another one. Show your fantasy team. What are you people talking about? All right, you let me know in the comments now if I can see if you can drop another 100 likes on the video in the next 2 minutes. I'll show you my fantasy team. How about that? How about that? I can see right now there's a total of 682 on Facebook and YouTube. Another 100 there in the next 2 minutes. I'll show you my fantasy team. Let's see if it happens. Let's see if it happens. The news about Camavinga, as I said, we're going to be waiting on that one, I think, my friend. I think Camavinga, if it happens, it's going to be much later in the window. Got Asmir saying, what will happen with Lingard? Lingard, again, this is a situation which Jesse Lingard, for Jesse Lingard's career, you got World Cup with England coming up in the summer, and Jesse Lingard will want to be part of that. Jesse Lingard, he has the ambition of doing that. That's exactly why he went and joined West Ham on loan, and he had such a good loan spell there that he'll want that again. He'll want to go and get himself in contention, because if he doesn't, if he stays at Manchester United, there is absolutely no chance that Jesse Lingard gets into the England team for the World Cup and he has to sit there at home and watch it. Simple as that. Therefore, he should be pushing for it, if I'm being completely honest. Jesse should be going to Solskjaer and saying, look, man, just let me leave. Pereira, same thing. They're both at the point in their careers where they're established. They're not youngsters anymore. They're like 25, 26, the pair of them. Therefore, they should really be pushing for that move away. Simple as that. Or you're saying if you finish the season with less points than last year, is the season a failure? For me, yes. Excellent question. I'll throw that to the floor. You let me know what you think about that in the comments. But in my opinion, yeah, of course it is. Now, because of the players that we've signed, and although I can't completely say that we're a title push is our absolute ambition, because if it was, we would have signed a defensive midfielder by now. But that's going to be the aim for Manchester United next year now. It has to be. We finished second last year in the league. We lost another semi-final, was in the League Cup to that City. FA Cup, can't remember. Europa League, lost in the final. Another year that happened without a trophy. It was Painful. That if Solskjaer, if we had won that Europa League, it would have been a more successful season. But this year it has to be all. For me, success this year is come April being in that title race. If we fall down at the final hurdle, then I'll be like, well, you look at our squad and you look at Man City squad, it makes sense. I can understand what, but I don't want to be here like the start of March and City are like 14 points ahead. I'll be like, that's fucking failure. That's a step backwards. Champions League is a whole different thing. We've got to get out of the group stage and then see what happens. Anything can happen in cup football. No away goals, which I'll be honest, I'm pretty pissed off about. I wanted to see some away goals. I always love away goals, but they're not in any European competition now, I don't think. I think that's a bit of a disappointment in my complete honesty. Klein, put £1,000 on United to win the league. If you do that, man, I'm coming South Africa and we are partying. We are partying. Got VK watching from Bangkok. Hello, how you doing, my friend? Would you play Pogba on the wing as he lacks defensive shape and responsibility? Probably his best position is left centre mid, and you can extend that to. I wouldn't put him down as a pure left winger, but a left centre mid has the ability to move out to the left wing if he wants or needs to. And I think that's probably the best position you're going to get Paul Pogba in. As I said, one more time, if you want to help the channel, drop a like, subscribe. If you want to become a member, join Klein like he has. Down below, hit the join button. 3 tiers, less than the price of a pint for the first one. It's your way of helping the channel grow. Just like you have with the short videos that have come back. Have you been enjoying them? I hope you have. Going to be more coming, 2 a week, hopefully. And then the season kicks off. Then we're going to start getting midweek games. It's going to start getting busy. But I tell you what, I'm feeling generous. I'm going to show you my fantasy squad. You let me know what you think about this squad in the comments below. I'll tell you what, I think I'm winning everything. I think I'm going to win everything. There we go. All right. First of all, don't have a go at me for having Salah in the squad because it's Mohamed Salah. He's like the king of fantasy Premier League. You always have Salah in your squad. Obviously, Bruno's in, and obviously Bruno's captain. I mean, why wouldn't he be? Why would he not be? He's going to bang in 2 against Leeds. Got Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw's been like selected by 56% of people. What about Bruno? I imagine he's pretty high as well. 50%. Yeah, exactly. I'm guessing Salah's probably the highest. 53. More people have chosen Shaw than Salah. What's up? That's where it is. Don't take a screenshot, you bloody bastard. Hey, look. That's my team. We've got Ben White. I think he's going to be a good signing for Arsenal. Let's see what happens there. Son, Salah, Smith Rowe, Fernandes, and Thomas Soucek. I think it's a great team. I think Tony's going to be there's always that striker who comes up from the Championship and scores plenty of goals. Ivan Toney's probably your man. Going to be a cheap signing. Iheanacho, I think he's great at Wolves. I think it's going to be Vardy's still great, but I'm happy with that team. Let's see what goes on there. You can let me know what you think about that in the comments below, but that's the last time you're going to see my team ever. Or maybe not ever. I think we'll do some updates on the fantasy team as it goes throughout the season. Chris is loving it though. 3-5-2, very smart. Come on, man. We all know how it works in fantasy. You get more points for your midfielders. Hey, Josh, if you take a screenshot, don't make war, all right? Because I'll just get my brother Victor and we'll have some problems. But look, it's disappointing what's going on with Jamie Vardy. Not Jamie. Maybe it is. I don't know what's going on with Jamie Vardy, apart from being a chav. But it is disappointing what's going on with Raphael Varane. I wanted Varane cans. I thought Varane cans was happening on Friday, but it's not. It has not happened yet, and I'm a little bit frustrated, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we will see him against Southampton. We're not going to see him against Leeds. Hopefully, we will see Sancho against Leeds. I don't personally think he will start, but let's see what goes on there. But I enjoyed this. It's a bit different doing it in the afternoon. I think at some point during the season, look, if any of you have any sort of content suggestions, you want me to do different types of live streams, anything, just go over to Twitter at @SamPeoples_. Tweet me. My DMs are open. If you've got any ideas you want to just fire it all over. I always listen to what anybody has to say to take the channel onwards and upwards. Hey, I do need to quit the afternoon. Look, my cans are sitting there in the fridge waiting for Varane. I don't know when those Varane cans are going to get used. But look, we'll wrap it up here. Hopefully, I'll be back here later on tonight with the Varane cans. I don't know whether I will be. Problem is, I might be going out in a little bit. And if so, I'm going to have to zoom back in the car. So no drinking for me. Obviously, because no drinking and driving, ladies and gentlemen. But look, thank you very much for joining in today. It's a bit different. I normally go live in the morning. There's a lot less of you watching now than watching in the morning because I'll be honest, you haven't really joined in with me at this time in the afternoon because I never really do it. But anyway, have a great afternoon. Have a great Friday evening. I'm going to be here tomorrow with a live match reaction after the Leeds game. So make sure, please, you join me in that. That's going to be exciting. And hopefully it's going to be after we pump Leeds 6-2 at Old Trafford again. Thank you very much for all joining in. Thank you very much. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Big up to all. Big up to everybody who sent you super chats and to all the new members like Klein. We'll see you soon. Take it easy.